Okay, hi everybody. We're going to deal with conflict resolution today. And I know nobody goes through any conflict, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of the things that happens that causes friction within the family. What are some of the things that happens in your family that causes friction? Meaning people are yelling, screaming, slamming doors, are not talking at all, crying. All these emotions are all built up inside. And guess what? They haven't come out of nowhere. They've been happening from time to time to time to time. And when it gets to the boiling point, then that's where you can do the most damage. So what we need to do is to figure out how we can come to a meeting of minds and everybody kind of can agree to handle a situation a certain way. And before I really get into that, one of the things I want to talk about is the mother and the father. Sometimes they don't really co-parent, meaning they're on different planets and they're not seeing things eye to eye. Guess what? Your kid is going to pick that up. Because one thing about these kids, they may be kids, they may be young, but they're very intuitive. They pick up things like, they soak it up like a sponge. And they hold on to it. And sometimes, say for example, the mom and the dad are having a disagreement that is getting pretty out there. And the kids hear it and they form their own opinion. And a lot of times their opinion is that they caused it because nobody's talking to them. Nobody's explaining anything to them. You can't exist in a household where there's friction and feel like nobody's going to pick it up. And nobody's going to be affected by it. Everybody's affected by the behaviors in the family. It can be good behaviors, bad behaviors, but when you have a kid that's in a program or a kid that's even in the hospital sick, everybody's affected by that illness. And if you don't talk about it, everybody leaves it up to their own interpretation. So talking about what's going on, even though there's fear there, you need to talk about it. Because the kids won't talk to you. They'll talk to their friends. They'll talk to Joe Blow down the street. They'll talk to anybody, and you don't know what kind of information they're getting because everybody else doesn't know the circumstances behind what's going on. So you want to sit down as a family and you want to resolve the conflict and you want to share it. Again, that's where the I feelings come in, because you want to say, I feel like there's some miscommunication here. How do you guys feel about what's going on within our family? Get the kids' opinion too, because they're part of it. And with you and your husband, or your husband and your wife, you need to sit down with each other and discuss what the dynamics is in the home and be on the same page as how you want to resolve it and what you want to see happen. Because conflict doesn't mean hiding. Conflict doesn't mean not talking about it and hoping it'll go away. Conflict means it needs to be resolved. And just because there's conflict, that doesn't make your family any different than anybody else's family. Because we all have conflict in our family. But we can either let it fester and grow and grow and grow, or we can nip it in the bud. But that takes caring and nurturing as a family. That takes not feeling the fear of discussing what's going on with you. You want to talk about what's going on with you. You want to talk about what's going on with your kids. You want to talk about it, but don't just talk about it. Have a way to resolve it. Think about how you can make it better. Get their opinion. You guys talk about it as a family, and then you can start to do something different besides arguing, not talking, shutting down, cutting people out. So just for today, I want you to talk to your kids. I want you to talk as a family. Start it off with, we love you. And this is what we want to see happen because we want to be a healthier family. See you later. Have a good one.